Basic techniques building our dataset. In this lesson, we are going to start building our dataset in Excel. We will discuss the columns that we will require, as well as the considerations that we are going to make. So with that said and done, let's open up Excel or an equivalent spreadsheet editor and let's get to work. So the first thing that I always do is start off with an ID column. This is just a useful column that you'll be surprised that can be used for multiple things. But I also want us to have a name. So we're going to have an item and a name. We are going to have a starting point for the x-axis, an end point for the x-axis, starting for the y, and end for the y. So if you think of what we're going to do, we're going to have a series of items and we're going to say, here's the starting x and y coordinates, here's the end x and y, and draw a line between them. So let's create some random data. The data source will be available to download as a part of this lesson, so you can see it in the link below. But if you imagine something simple, we're going to have a start point, we're going to have an end point, and then A, B, C, and D. The main thing is just to understand this. You can build this yourself, or you could just download the one that is attached to the lesson. So let's enter in some random values. So let's have the starting x point as 1 and 2. Let's say 0 and 0. There's no height differential. Let's put 2.5. And again, we are just creating some mock data. Let's do that. 3.5, why not? And again, I'm just creating some random values. Hopefully it will look good in our template. But this is the key, is that it's going to be an iterative process. So I've just created some random points in space. So we have 6 items and some random points. Now I'm going to rename this as items. So these will be our items that we're going to bring into Tableau. We're going to say this is where it starts, this is where it finishes, draw the line, here's the name in theory. What I want us to do is add a new tab, and I want us to call this data densification. And as with before, I want us to just have path, 0 and 100. Because we're going to be drawing straight lines, we don't need 360. 360 is kind of the degrees in a circle. Because we want lines and curved lines, 0 to 100 is fine. So you see, we don't have anything overly special here, but we are going to add to this. This is just the starting point for our template. And the key is, once we have this, you could add infinite number of items, you can modify them. If you're trying to productionize this, the start x and nx, start and end points, you can derive these in your database or your data layer. So there's some very interesting options here. But do me a favor, save this file or download it from the lesson resources, and in the next lesson we are finally going to start building the Tableau portion of the template. We have our data, we are going to have Tableau, and we are going to draw this out. So hope you're ready.